Every draft, every switch, every step. Climate change isn't just about polar bears or distant droughts. It's in your shower, your sockets, your student life. We rely on water and energy for comfort, for survival, but we rarely stop to think, where does it all came from? And at what cost?
Para po sa akin, napakahalaga po nito dahil as a student po na nagdo-dorm dito ay araw-araw po kaming nagamit ng tubig at kuryente.
Napakahalagang kinakailangan ito ng tao sa araw-araw. Kasi tingin ko ito isang essential para mabuhay ang isang tao.
Importante po siya kasi kung walang tubig sa dorm namin, wala po kaming maiinom. Tapos pang-saing na rin po, tsaka pang mga sabaw. Tapos kung wala rin naman pong kuryente, hindi rin po namin maluluto yung mga ulam namin gamit yung rice cooker. At tsaka, may hirapan din po kami mag-aral sa gabi.
Mahalaga ang kuryente at tubig sa ating pang-araw-araw na pamumuhay dahil ito'y ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw, kagaya na lamang ng pagluluto, pagligo, at iba pa.
And as a human being, essential na talaga ang kuryente at tubig sa pang-araw-araw na paggamit. Ang tubig ay ginagamit sa paglilinis ng katawan, sa pagluluto, at sa iba pang gawain. At ang kuryente naman ay ganun din. Hindi tayo makakapagplansya, makakaluto, at marami pang gawin na hindi natin magagawa kung walang tubig at saka kuryente.
Last check ko po kasi ay nasa 4K po yung kuryente po namin sa dorm and nasa 400 plus po yung tubig na binayaran po namin last month. Tapos kung tinatry po ba namin magtipid ay sa panahon po kasi ngayon ay sobrang init. So araw-araw nakakailang ligo po kami sa isang araw tapos ay halos wala din pong patayin yung electric.
Sa amin naman ay umaabot ng 800 ang kuryente, then sa tubig naman is umaabot lang siya ng 50 pesos.
Yung bayad po kasi sa dorm namin, fix siya 1,500. Kahit tumaas yung kuryente or yung gamit ng kuryente or tumaas din yung gamit ng tubig, 1,500 pa rin.
Since nagdo-dorm po ako, ang binabayaran ko po sa dorm is 1,500, kasama na po doon ang kuryente at tubig.
Ang bill lagi namin ay nasa 800. So, bali anim kayo maghahati-hati dun sa 800 na yun. Tapos sa tubig naman po, fix na 40 pesos since ang Lucban ay malapit po sa Banahaw since mura lang po talaga ang tubig dito. So, 800 plus 40, 840.
Na-experience na po namin mawala ng kuryente po and ako po kasi ay sakit din, so hindi po ako pwedeng mawala ng electric fan or kahit anong hangin. So, nung nangyari po yun ay nagkaroon po ng problema sa akin health.
As of now naman ay hindi pa ako nakaka-experience ng gano'n.
Hindi pa naman po.
Madalas po namin na-experience ang pagkawala ng tubig dito sa dorm ng SLSU, lalo na po kapag umuulan at saka malakas ang hangin.
Ayun, so far naman sa pagtira ko sa Burol, wala pa namang ganong instances na nangyayari.
Unang-una po dyan ay yung electric fan po. Halos wala talaga po siyang patayan, magdamag. Tapos kapag nauwi po kami sa umaga sa dorm yun po. Tapos nagluluto din po kasi kami sa dorm. So, panay electric po siya. Yun lang po yung pwedeng lutuin. Yung pwedeng lutuan po namin sa dorm.
Siguro sa ngayon, since mataas ang heat index, siguro sa electric fan na kakakonsume mo ng mataas na kuryente.
Siguro yung mga yung rice cooker tsaka yung electric fan.
Madalas kami gumagamit ng plancha at saka ng mga rice cooker, ganun. At saka mga electric na pangluto.
Ayun, sa apartment kasi namin, meron kaming mini fridge na kung saan feeling ko yun yung pinakamalaking nakukonsumo. Pero lagi rin kasi namin ginagamit yung rice cooker tsaka plancha. Yung rice cooker halos 3 times a day namin nagagamit. Tapos yung plancha naman, halos since 6 kaming gumagamit nun, 6 na beses din halos sa isang araw nagagamit.
So far, wala pa po akong nagagawang ganun kasi gawa po kasi ng klima po natin ngayon.
Siguro wala, kasi lahat naman ng paggamit namin ng kuryente is pangkailangan mo talaga.
Siguro nag-i-imbak po kami ng tubig dun sa drum. Tapos sa kuryente, pag hindi po namin ginagamit, like yung electric fan, binubunot na lang po namin yung mga extensions.
Yun nga po, halimbawa, hindi naman po namin ginagamit ang mga appliances, tinatanggal po namin at kagaya na lamang po ng electric fan. Kapag wala naman po gumagamit, tinatanggal po namin ito at ganun din po sa ilaw.
Sa tubig, wala kaming ginagawa para makatipid. Pero sa kuryente, ina-unplug namin bago kami umalis ng bahay or not.
In 2023, the Philippines continued to face increasing pressure on its water resources. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, our total freshwater withdrawals reached 91.20 billion cubic meters. That's small increase from the 91.04 billion that we used in 2022. Water use efficiency, which measures how well we use water, actually improved by 5.6%. That means in 2023, for every cubic meter of water we use, the country was able to produce 222.81 pesos worth of goods and services. That's a nice step up from the 211.5 pesos we produced in 2022. Water use efficiency, which measures how well we use water, actually improved by 5.6%. That means in 2023, for every cubic meter of water we use, the country was able to produce 222.81 pesos worth of goods and services. That's a nice step up from the 211.5 pesos we produced in 2022. Among all the sectors, the services sector stood out the most. It produced more than 1,377 pesos for every cubic meter of water used. The industrial sector came next with 441.4 pesos, while agriculture, even though it uses the most water, only produced 15.81 pesos per cubic meter. This tells us we still have room to improve, especially in the farming. Now, let's talk about water stress. In 2023, the Philippines recorded a national water stress level of 27.9%. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, this is still considered low-level stress, but we can relax just yet. With demand growing, we need to manage our water resources carefully. In the same year, we extracted a total of 226.33 billion cubic meters of water, slightly more than the year before. As massive 98% of this came from surface water like rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. Only 2.3% came from underground sources. When it comes to spending, households spend the most on water, about 70.88 billion of pesos worth. Following that were the mining, quarrying, manufacturing, and construction sectors, or MQMC, at 52.53 billion pesos. Other service industries also use about 45.98 billion worth of water. As of 2023, the Philippines consumed approximately 2.193 million metric tons of oil, equivalent in primary energy, with electricity consumption reaching about 118,004 gigawatts per hour, a steady increase from previous years per capita. This translates to around 909 kilowatts per hour annually. The country remains heavily reliant on coal, which accounted for 61.92% of its electricity generation, placing it among the top economies most dependent on coal-fired power. In contrast, renewable energy contributes 32.6% of the total energy supplied in 2022, with government targets aiming for 35% by 2023 and 50% by 2040. The transport sector led in fined energy consumption at 34.4%, followed by residential use at 28.89%. Lucban, Quezon, with a population of approximately 51,475, recorded an annual energy consumption of 81.23 terajoules, equating to about 1.6 gigajoule per capita. This consumption level is slightly higher than that of the neighboring municipality of Quezon, which has a per capita energy use of 1.5 gigajoules. The town's greenhouse gas emission totaled 14,705.82 tons of CO2 or carbon dioxide equivalent, or 0.286 tons per capita, indicating a moderate environmental impact relative to its size.
In the Philippines, water is mainly sourced from surface water, which includes the lakes, the rivers, the reservoirs, and streams, which accounted for the 98% of the 226.33 billion cubic meters of water obstructed in 2023, while only 2.3% came from groundwater. Once collected, water undergoes multi-stage treatment process which includes screening to remove large debris, coagulation and flocculation to bind and remove smaller particles, sedimentation to settle out solids, filtration for finer impurities, and disinfection to remove harmful microorganisms, ensuring compliance with the Philippine national standards for drinking water. After treatment, water is distributed to a wide network of pipelines, pumps, storage tanks, and reservoirs managed by utilities like Maynilad and Manila Water in Metro Manila and by other local water districts. This system depends heavily on electricity and fuel, contributing to the carbon footprint of water infrastructure. The carbon footprint results from energy consumption during water extraction, treatment, and transportation, as well as from emissions linked to the construction and maintenance of infrastructure using carbon-intensive materials like cement and steel. Wastewater treatment also adds to greenhouse gas emissions, especially methane and nitrous oxide, if not properly managed. Reducing this environmental impact requires adopting energy-efficient technologies, increasing the use of renewable energy, and encouraging water conservation.
Climate change is taking a heavy toll on natural springs, vital sources of water for many communities. To understand this impact better, we spoke with a local expert from Lucban. The challenge, they say, lies in the fact that springs are natural resources, delicate and difficult to control. Monitoring and managing human activity around the springs is a key part of the solution. Residents are encouraged to report leaks or damage immediately using modern technology or direct contact with local offices. Energy consumption is also a concern, especially with the pumps that run continuously to move water. Power outage disrupt this delicate balance, especially in high elevation spring areas. To meet increasing water demand amid climate change and population growth, infrastructure improvements are underway. Despite the challenges climate change brings, community cooperation, technology, and government initiatives are key to protecting our water and energy resources for the future.
Clean water doesn't magically appear in your faucet. It travels miles. It's pumped, filtered, chemically treated, each step consuming energy and emitting carbon.
Maabot ng 17,000.
Sa kuryente po.
Sa kuryente.
Tapos sa tubig po
Sa
ay
tubig ay 600 plus.
every month sa kuryente at
Nasa
tubig po.
3K, 3,000 plus, ganun. Tapos ay kuryente lang ba or pati sa tubig? Minimum na yung 55 pesos.
Mga 1,700 hanggang 2,000.
Sa kuryente po.
Sa
kuryente po.
sa kuryente.
Sa tubig naman po.
Sa tubig. Sa tubig ay ano lang, mga 500 to 400.
Bali sa kuryente, ang nag-range siya ng 3,000 to 4,500 kasi may ginagamit kami na freezer, tas ilaw, tapos may chiller pa para sa mga soft drinks and frozen foods. Ganun.
Sa tubig po.
Sa tubig, ano lang, 150.
200 sa tubig. Sa kuryente, 200. Sa tubig ay mga 60, 40, gano'n.
May aircon dito sa mga kwarto ng mga bahay.
Sa tubig po kaya.
Sa tubig may pump. Dagdag yun para lumakas naman ilagamit ng tubig. Gumagamit ng pump.
Rep at saka ilaw. Yung amin naman, yung kayo Kayuran kasi business nga to, di parang sa Kayuran, mas madalas Kayuran. Ay di yun, pag may kuryente, freezer, kasi may tinda kaming frozen, yun lang.
Yung madalas na pagligo sa tubig at saka yung paglalaba, yun ang ginagamit. Ayun.
Sa kuryente naman.
Sa kuryente, yung pamablansya, ref.
Sa tubig, yung washing machine lang naman, saka yung mga parang yun lang yung sa tubig. Tapos sa kuryente, yung chiller at saka yung freezer lang.
Rep, saka yung kaya yung plancha.
Gaya ng LED, di ba matipid naman paggamit ng LED? Yun na, ang halos lahat ng ilaw dito na ginagamit.
Solar po. Kaya nagamit po ba kayo ng mga solar
Meron
po?
din.
Wala kaming ginagamit. Kung ano lang, yung applianceless lang talaga. Yan.
Wala. Hindi pa kami gumagamit ng gano'n.
Para makatipid dito, gumagamit kami ng ng LED lights or kaya yung solar panel para makatipid. Para bawas din sa kuha ng bayad sa kuryente.
Oo, nagamit.
Abay, di yung pagsasabay-sabay ng mga gawain kasi minsan naman ay kagaya ng ating mga naitutulog. Pwede kami pandilig na halaman. Kunyari ay yung kumbay hindi dire-diretso ang pag-ano to. Sa mga kagaya ng pag-washing machine, pag nakulong nilalagyan. Pwede siyempre tigil ka muna, mag-wawash yun. Hindi sabay-sabay yung pag-ano.
Sa kuryente naman.
Sa kuryente ay mostly ay sa pag ganitong pag mainit ang panahon, yun lang ang naka-aircon. Pero pag hindi naman, edi nakapatay naman siya.
Lalabas muna ng bahay. Gagamit muna ng pamaypay. Para makatipid sa Tapos ay pinapatay ang ilaw sa gabi.
Sa tubig naman po kaya?
Sa tubig, gumagamit kami ng timba.
Pag walang gumagamit ng kuryente or kaya electric fan bago umalis, alisin na lang yung saksak.
Pag ang kuryente, pag hindi gamit, pinapatay.
Sa tubig naman po.
Oo, ganun din.
Mas po kayo ng aircon.
Pag kailangan lang talaga naman kasi may mga bata na try na sa bata, may asma. Kailangan talaga, hindi sila nasa ganun lugar.
Ayun.
Hindi naman buong bahay naka-aircon. Ang naka-aircon dito kwarto. Kwarto lang gawain mga bata.
So yun dun lang po sa may
Dun lang.
pinakakailangan.
Pero
lang
pag
po.
ang bata ay nasa latas naman, hindi naman naleles mo ng paggamit ng aircon. Yun lang ang pinakamasakla sa kuryente.
Sa challenges, parang sa sobrang init, di paypay na lang. Ganon.
Muna kami dryer. Sasampay na lang muna sa init para mga ganun. Para makatipid.
Gustuin man naming papababa yung kuryente. Parang mataas pa din kasi kailangan talagang palamigin yung mga soft drinks, tapos yung freezer, tapos di naman maiwasan na madaming labahin.
Pag madalang gamitin siguro, pag madalang gamitin.
The feedback loop is real. More energy and water use means more emissions. More emissions mean a hotter planet. A hotter planet means more energy and water demand.
Lucban, Quezon, a town for its cool climate, natural beauty, and cultural heritage, is not immune to the growing impacts of climate change. Students at Southern Luzon State University, also known as SLSU, are already witnessing changes in weather patterns that hint at deeper environmental shifts. One of the most serious global concerns is the crossing of climate tipping points, thresholds in the Earth's climate system that, if exceeded, could cause irreversible damage. These include the melting of polar ice sheets, the dieback of tropical rainforests, and rising sea levels. While these events may seem distant, their effects are already being felt in local contexts through extreme weather, floods, and increasing heat. In Lucban, traditionally cooler than surrounding areas, Due to its elevation, recent years have seen rising temperatures and longer dry spells. This puts pressure on water resources, especially during summer months when demand increases. Urban water stress becomes a concern when the demand for clean, usable water outweighs the available supply. Although Lucban is not yet classified as a highly water-stressed area, changes in rainfall patterns and reduced flow from mountain springs could threaten its water security in the near future. For SLSU students, this means possible challenges to agriculture-based studies, campus water supply, and the overall well-being of the community. Alongside water issues, energy demand is also rising. During the dry season and increasingly intense heat waves, the use of electric fans and air conditioning units in dormitories, classrooms, and home spikes dramatically. According to the International Energy Agency, global demand for space cooling is expected to triple by 2050. In the Philippines, the Department of Energy noted that electricity demands continues to rise, particularly during the peak of heat months. In towns like Lucban, where many students live in shared spaces with limited ventilation, the lack of efficient cooling systems can affect their health, focus, and learning. For SLSU students and the wider Lucban community, these challenges highlight the importance of awareness, adaptation, and local solutions. Investing in water conservation, renewable energy, and climate education can help prepare young people to lead in a rapidly changing world. What happens globally may begin far away, but its impact is already at our doorstep.
But change starts small, and it's happening.
Beyond simple daily habits, there are scalable solutions that campuses and students can adopt to reduce energy and water consumption. Rainwater harvesting systems allow buildings to collect and reuse rainwater for non-potable uses like cleaning and irrigation. Gray water recycling reuses lightly used water from sinks and showers to flush toilets or water plants. Low-flow fixtures such as efficient shower heads and faucets can drastically reduce water waste without compromising function. On the energy side, smart power strips help prevent phantom electricity use by cutting power to idle devices, while motion sensor lights reduce unnecessary lighting in common areas. Energy-efficient appliances, especially those rated for low consumption, contribute to long-term savings. More innovative solutions like green roofs can cool buildings naturally, reducing reliance on air conditioning. Lastly, a campus-wide energy and water dashboard or mobile app can help students and administrators track real-time usage, promoting awareness and accountability.
The future is built from choices we make today about water, about energy, about the planet we live on. Every drop, every switch, it's all connected. What will you do differently starting now?
Gusto ko yung credits na